Therefore, find out whether or not Shadur Sanders can be the rest of the season. I think Shadur Sanders should be start for the rest of the season.
Quarterback. But what do? You're constantly looking for a franchise quarterback. Do you know Dillon Gabriel is absolutely not a starter in this league after how many games he starts? 6? I don't know.
Yes, Shay. Yes. You start with the rest of the season, and then you go back to square one because you don't have anybody in your quarterback room.
Kevin Stefanski is sweating right now, and it's all because Stephen A. Smith just dropped a bomb that Shedeur will finish the season as the Browns' quarterback 1. That's a big slap on Stefanski's hands. For months, Stefanski has been holding Shedeur back, doubting him and making bad calls that cost the team. Meanwhile, Shedeur's out there showing real talent and heart every game. It's clear who deserves the spot, and Stefanski needs to wake up and start backing his quarterback instead of holding him down. Stefanski's handling of Shedeur has been a complete mess from the start. Instead of giving Shedeur the reps he needed to grow and show his true potential, Stefanski kept holding him back. The coach made excuses, even dragging a fake injury story to justify benching Shedeur. Meanwhile, Shedeur was ready to play and perform, but Stefanski refused to trust him. How can you expect a young quarterback to get better if you don't give him real chances on the field? Stefanski's ego seems to be in the way, especially with his obsession over Dillon Gabriel. He hyped Gabriel up like he was the future, but after just a few games, it's clear Gabriel isn't ready. So why did Stefanski waste time and deny Shedeur the opportunity he earned? Stephen A. hit the nail on the head when he said Shedeur should start the rest of the season, and that should be the end of the discussion. There's no point in looking for other quarterbacks in the roster because none of them have proven they can lead this team. Stefanski's refusal to back Shedeur until now has hurt the Browns, and it's about time the coach stops playing games and gives Shedeur the ball. The kid is the only real hope for this season. Now, Stefanski faces a choice: keep protecting his ego and losing games, or admit he made mistakes and put Shedeur in the spotlight where he belongs. The Browns don't have another franchise quarterback waiting in the wings. Stephen A. made it clear: you start with Shedeur and build from there. The coach's job is to develop talent, not bury it. The question is, how long will Stefanski keep holding the team back with his poor decisions? The clock is ticking, and the Browns need Shedeur, not excuses.
Not at all. Stephen A.?
Get where you're coming from, Cam, but it was totally unnecessary. Dillon Gabriel ain't your starting quarterback for the future. Therefore, find out whether or not Shadur Sanders can be the rest of the season. I think Shadur Sanders should be start for the rest of the season, and that should be that. It's very, very simple and plain to me. Because Joe Flacco is not there, and he's not going to be there any longer, because Bailey Zappi ain't going to be your quarterback, because Dillon Gabriel ain't going to be your quarterback. Does Shadur Sanders have a shot to be your starting quarterback or not into the future? If that answer is yes, then you want to use every opportunity under the sun to explore whether or not that's something that he can manufacture.
Stephen A. is making one thing very clear, and that is Gabriel is not the answer at quarterback, and neither are the other backups like Joe Flacco or Bailey Zappi. So why is Kevin Stefanski still wasting time on Gabriel? The Browns have a young, talented quarterback who deserves a real chance. If the team believes Shedeur could be the future, then it makes zero sense doubting his spot. You have to give him every chance possible to prove himself, especially when the alternatives are clearly not working. Stefanski's hesitation to fully commit to Shedeur isn't just confusing, it's holding the whole team back. Stefanski's approach looks less like careful coaching and more like stubbornness or misplaced loyalty. He's ignoring the obvious and clinging to quarterbacks who aren't delivering. Meanwhile, Shedeur has shown flashes of skill, poise, and leadership whenever he's on the field. The coach's refusal to fully back Shedeur feels like he's afraid to admit his own mistakes. Instead of building around the young quarterback who has the tools and heart to lead the Browns forward, Stefanski keeps messing around with players who don't fit. It's like he's more concerned with protecting his ego than winning games or developing talent. At the end of the day, it's simple. If Shedeur is the future, you use every chance to find out if he can lead this team. You don't waste time on backups who clearly won't be starting quarterbacks in the NFL. Stefanski needs to stop dragging his feet, stop making excuses, and stop underestimating Shedeur. The team's success depends on it. Fans and analysts like Stephen A. are right to call this out. If Stefanski wants respect, he better start showing some real faith in the player who might just save this season.
Or fall short of. Yesterday, he completed 8 of his first 11 passes. That was good. But in the second half, they only accumulated a grand total of 76 yards. That was not good. He was sacked 3 times. That was not good. Why? Because it took him about 3.37 seconds to throw the football, which was the longest, if I remember correctly, to throw by a Browns quarterback over the last 3 seasons. And so because of that reality, because that's something that was seen as an impediment to his potential NFL success from his days in college, when people were looking at him saying he holds onto the ball a little bit too long, he's looking for the deep ball, et cetera, et cetera. These are things that you have to alleviate and you have to overcome. You're not a big-time scrambler. You don't have those kind of wheels. You can't hold on to the football as much as you possibly can. Kevin Stefanski, can you use these next few games to get rid of that kind of ailment so he can be better at it, better at getting rid of the football quicker? Because we know he's not looking to scramble with the football. Can that kind of stuff happen? You got to use these opportunities to find that stuff out. The Browns are not going anywhere, and we know Dillon Gabriel ain't the quarterback of the future. Therefore, you look at Shadur Sanders and you utilize this time to find out whether or not he can and will be.
Stephen A. points out that Shedeur held onto the ball too long and struggled with quick decision-making, saying it slowed down the offense and hurt his performance. But this criticism misses the bigger picture. Shedeur didn't get the chance to develop those skills properly because Kevin Stefanski didn't give him enough reps or support early on. You can't expect a young quarterback to instantly fix his timing and improve his game without real experience and coaching on the field, or just after one game. Stefanski's failure to trust Shedeur from the beginning, combined with limiting his practice reps and game time, put Shedeur at a serious disadvantage. Instead of helping him grow and improve those exact weaknesses, Stefanski seemed more focused on protecting his other quarterbacks, like Gabriel, even when they clearly weren't the future. The problem wasn't Shedeur holding the ball too long, it was Stefanski not giving him the chance to learn how to get rid of the ball faster. The Browns' offensive struggles reflect poor coaching decisions more than Shedeur's potential. Stefanski should be using these games as a real opportunity to develop Shedeur's skills, to help him become quicker and smarter with the ball, rather than just blaming him for things that naturally take time to fix. If Stefanski had backed Shedeur earlier and given him consistent reps, the quarterback would have been better prepared by now. The fact that Shedeur has shown promise despite all these setbacks proves how much talent he has. Instead of focusing on what Shedeur can't do yet, Stefanski needs to own up to his role in slowing down the kid's growth and start doing what a good coach does. Build up his young quarterback's strengths and work hard on fixing the weaknesses through real game experience. Only then can Shedeur reach his full potential.
Quarterback. Do you know Dillon Gabriel is absolutely not a starter in this league after how many games he starts? 6? I don't know. What do you do with Shadur Sanders? Let him finish out the season, then you're back to square one again? Are you looking for another quarterback? I don't know.
Yes, Shay. Yes. You start with the rest of the season, and then you go back to square one because you don't have anybody in your quarterback room to start off square one with. This is the only hope that you have. So therefore, find out, use the rest of this season, which is done, and move on.
So if that's the case, then we will see Shadur Sanders going forward. Right now, it seems like Stefanski is just taking this game by game.
This is spot on when she says Gabriel is not the answer at quarterback, especially after just 6 starts. The Browns have no real backup or future option waiting in the wings, which makes Shadur Sanders the only real hope they have right now. But the problem is Kevin Stefanski's way of handling the situation. Instead of committing to Shedeur and building the team around him, Stefanski seems to be playing it safe and taking it game by game. That kind of thinking is weak and short-sighted. When you have a young quarterback with potential, you don't wait around to see what happens. You back him fully and give him the chance to lead the team confidently. Shedeur deserves that trust and consistency, not uncertainty every week. Stefanski's hesitation to make Shedeur the full-time starter is holding the Browns back. Shedeur has shown flashes of real talent and the ability to lead, but a coach's job is to help him grow, not keep him guessing. The game-by-game approach suggests Stefanski lacks a clear plan or faith in his young quarterback. That kind of uncertainty affects the whole team's morale and performance. How can Shedeur improve if he doesn't know for sure he has the job? And why waste time on players like Gabriel who have proven they aren't the future? Stefanski's indecisiveness raises serious questions about whether he's really focused on winning or just avoiding risk to save face. If the Browns want any chance at success this season and beyond, Stefanski needs to stop tiptoeing around and commit to Shedeur for the rest of the year. This is the only way to build stability and give the young quarterback the confidence he needs to succeed. The square one. Stefanski fears can only come after giving Shedeur a fair shot, not before. The Browns can't keep wasting time looking for a perfect quarterback in the room when they already have one ready to lead. They just need a coach brave enough to trust him. Stefanski's failure to do that is the real problem, and the Browns' future depends on fixing this now. After all, Shedeur is the Browns' best hope, and it's time Stefanski gives him the full chance he deserves. If the coach doesn't commit now, the team risks losing more ground. If you agree, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Browns updates. Do you think Shedeur will finish the season as quarterback 1? Let me know in the comments.